Good day. Terry Rempel here from Bluestone Financial. Thank you for checking in. Here's a wise saying: wealth is not determined by investment behavior, but by investor behavior. Watching the investor behavior of our clients is deeply satisfying. Truth is, you are an inspiration and you deserve congratulations. Our goal at Bluestone Financial is for all of us to calmly secure wealth in the long run. That's a challenge in the best of times, but these days it's a tall challenge for all of us. That's why it's so pleasing to watch our clients calmly going forward, sticking to their financial plan and sticking to their investment strategy. Financial author Morgan Housel has just released his latest book. It's a great read. We highly recommend it. It's called The Psychology of Money. Here's what he writes in the introduction. The premise of this book is that doing well with money has a little to do with how smart you are and a lot to do with how you behave. How you behave. That sounds an awful lot like our wise saying. Wealth is not determined by investment behavior, but by investor behavior. Before we dig into successful investor behavior, let's take a look at investment behavior. Thankfully, there are historic patterns that we can draw from. The investment behavior of equity investments is a history of bull markets, bear markets, and corrections, and an average annual compound return of approximately 10% in the long run. It's easy to verify this historic pattern by just taking a look at a Morningstar Index chart. In February and March of this year, stock markets fell by about 35%. That's very close to the average bear market decline of 33%. Historically, bear markets occur about once every 5 years. So the historic investment behavior of common stock investments is clear. A bear market decline of about 33% every 5 years, 2 or 3 corrections every 5 years, averaging a decline of about 13%, and a long-term growth rate of about 10%. What about fixed income investments? Fixed income is what we used to commonly refer to as bonds. This area of investing has become more challenging, especially for retired folks who are looking for both investment income and investment security. Around the world, academics and money people of all sorts are trying to figure out how investors can find their way in our new world of 0% interest rates. 0%. That's historically unheard of. The financial world has changed. Now, there are 2 issues here. First, in a 0% world, portfolio managers and other investors are taking on riskier fixed income investments in a pursuit of returns above 0%. This means that what we used to consider safe investing is now more volatile, even more like equities. Secondly, in a 0% world, fixed income investments have a hard time outpacing inflation. And inflation is biting hard. Look no further than the rising cost of housing. Whether one is a home renter or a home owner, the cost of housing has risen dramatically. That's inflation. So fixed income investments have become more riskier and expose investors to the risk of losing purchasing power to inflation. That pretty much sums up investment behavior for both equity investments and fixed income investments. Historic patterns that we can draw on when thinking about our own investor behavior. After all, wealth is not determined by investment behavior, but by investor behavior. So the $60,000 question becomes, what is good investor behavior? If wealth is determined by investor behavior, we need to know what successful investor behavior looks like. Please stay tuned. We'll answer this question in our next Bluestone Memo. For now, let's sum up. It's not really about economics and financial markets, bull markets and bear markets, politics and current events. It's not even about COVID-19. It's about how we investors behave. And that leads me to the other point of this Bluestone Memo. Congratulations. We're proud of you. Bear markets are nasty and frightening, and these days the news is especially negative. You calmly held on through another bear market. You are calmly securing wealth in the long run. Your investor behavior is fantastic. Bluestone Financial clients are a special group of people. Thank you.